Have you ever wondered why erections feel weaker after 50, even when your desire is still there, and why no one talks about what really fixes it? Most men blame age, testosterone, or stress, but that's not the real root problem. What if the missing piece is something you take at the wrong time, or not at all, before bed? Tonight I'll show you why one overlooked nighttime vitamin can quietly affect erections, energy, and deep sleep in men over 50. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, an integrative physician with over 35 years of experience working with men's health. Tell me where you're watching from, and if this helps, like and subscribe. When men hit their 50s, there's a quiet shift that starts happening in the body. You're still working, still thinking clearly, still desiring intimacy, but something's off. You notice your energy fades faster during the day. Erections aren't as firm or consistent as they used to be, and your sleep, it's broken. You wake up more, and it's harder to fall back asleep. These may seem like separate issues, but they're not. They're all symptoms of one central breakdown, your body's ability to recover at night. Let me explain this simply. During deep sleep, your brain enters a state where it can reset hormone signals. One of the most important of these is testosterone, which naturally dips at night and rises again in the early morning, but only if your sleep is deep enough. At the same time, your parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for rest, digestion, and yes, arousal, is supposed to dominate while you sleep. It slows your heart rate, relaxes your blood vessels, and improves blood flow. That same blood flow is critical for nighttime healing and for erections the next morning. But here's the issue. After 50, your body produces less melatonin, the hormone that triggers restorative sleep. On top of that, stress levels rise, magnesium levels often drop, and the bladder tends to wake you up more often. The result? You spend less time in the deep sleep stages, where testosterone is reset and nerves are repaired. So even if your hormone levels look normal, the system that uses them is out of sync. Most men don't realize this. They take a supplement or try testosterone therapy, but nothing really sticks because they're fixing the symptoms, not the system. If your nerves are tired, if your blood flow is sluggish, if your sleep is shallow, you can't expect your erections or energy to bounce back. It's all connected. There's one nightly habit I always ask my patients about. What they do in the hour before bed. Do they stare at a screen? Do they eat late? Do they take anything that might spike cortisol or blood sugar? These habits may seem small, but they rob your nervous system of its chance to truly relax. And without that, your body doesn't shift into the healing mode that builds the next day's energy or sexual confidence. You've probably been told to check your testosterone, but what if I told you that improving sleep quality may do more for your erections than any hormone shot ever could? In the next chapter, I'll show you the most common deficiency behind broken sleep in men over 50 and how to spot it before it becomes a bigger problem. There's one vitamin that almost every man over 50 becomes deficient in, but very few doctors ever talk about it. And yet, it quietly affects three of the most frustrating issues for men: weaker erections, low energy, and poor sleep. I'm talking about magnesium. Yes, magnesium, the mineral you might have seen on supplement shelves and thought was only for muscle cramps or stress. But here's the truth. Magnesium plays a central role in how your nerves fire, how blood vessels relax, and how your brain triggers deep sleep and testosterone repair. And after 50, your body not only uses more of it, it also absorbs less from food. You see, as we age, stomach acid naturally decreases. That might sound like a good thing, but it's not. Less stomach acid means you don't break down and absorb key minerals like magnesium effectively. Add in common medications like blood pressure pills or antacids, which further block magnesium absorption, and you have a silent storm brewing. The result? Nerve signals don't travel as well, blood vessels stay tense instead of relaxing, and melatonin production drops, meaning poor sleep, sluggish mornings, and erections that just don't respond the way they used to. But here's what most men don't realize. The signs of magnesium deficiency can sneak up subtly. You may not feel sick, but you'll notice restless legs at night, waking up often, daytime fatigue, anxiety you can't explain, or that wired but tired feeling before bed. Even muscle twitches or jaw tightness can be clues. You don't need a blood test to suspect this. In fact, most blood tests miss magnesium deficiency because only 1% of your body's magnesium is in your bloodstream. The rest is stored in your cells. The good news? You can start paying attention to these signs tonight. If you're lying awake with racing thoughts, waking up at 3 a.m. for no reason, or noticing softer erections even with desire intact, your body may be asking for more magnesium. But here's the kicker. When you take it, matters just as much as taking it at all. Most men pop their magnesium pills in the morning, hoping for energy. But magnesium isn't a stimulant, it's a regulator. And taking it in the morning often fails to support the systems that actually depend on it most. At night, while you sleep. In the next chapter, I'll show you exactly why nighttime is the only time you should be taking this, and what happens inside your body when you finally do. Timing is everything, especially after 50. Most men don't realize that your body does its deepest repair work while you sleep, not during your morning coffee, not during your workout. It's those quiet nighttime hours when your nervous system rebalances, testosterone signals reset, and blood vessels recover from the stress of the day. That's why taking magnesium at night, not in the morning, can completely change how you feel, sleep, and perform. When you sleep, your brain shifts into parasympathetic mode, also known as rest and repair. This is when your vagus nerve activates, blood pressure lowers, and melatonin rises. In this state, magnesium becomes a key player. It helps calm nerve signals, relax blood vessel walls, and trigger the hormonal cascade that supports testosterone production and nitric oxide release. Nitric oxide, by the way, is the molecule that allows blood to flow into the penis during arousal. No nitric oxide, no erection, no matter how high your desire. But here's where it gets more interesting. Deep sleep, the kind you need to wake up refreshed, is magnesium dependent. Without enough magnesium, you may fall asleep, but wake up often, or sleep lightly without reaching those deep delta wave stages. That's why many men over 50 feel like they slept enough hours, but still wake up groggy, irritable, or with low drive. And without deep sleep, testosterone doesn't fully reset overnight, setting off a chain reaction. Poor sleep, low testosterone signaling, and weaker erections by morning. Taking magnesium before bed supports your entire nighttime repair system. Most men find that within 5 to 7 nights of consistent nighttime use, they fall asleep faster, wake up less, and feel more rested, even if they don't sleep longer. Over time, they start noticing firmer morning erections, steadier energy throughout the day, and a clearer mood. So how do you do it safely? For men over 50, I recommend starting with 200 to 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This form is gentle on the stomach, doesn't cause loose stools like some others, and crosses into the brain where it supports sleep. Take it with a small sip of water, no food needed unless your stomach is sensitive. And always check with your doctor if you're on medications, just to be safe. But here's the one mistake I see far too often: combining magnesium with certain other common supplements or habits that cancel its effects completely. In the next chapter, I'll explain what those are, so you don't unknowingly block the very results you're trying to unlock. Let's talk about something most men feel, but rarely say out loud: the frustration of wanting intimacy, feeling that spark, but not getting the physical response you expect from your body. You're not alone. This is one of the most common and emotionally painful complaints I hear from men over 50. You still feel desire, your partner's right there, but your body doesn't respond the way it used to. and often it feels like your body is betraying you at the very moment you need it to show up. What's happening here isn't just about testosterone. It's about blood flow, nerve response, and your body's ability to relax. Yes, relax enough to allow an erection to occur. And magnesium plays a quiet, critical role in all three. First, let's talk blood flow. Erections depend on nitric oxide, which signals your blood vessels to open up and allow blood to rush in. Magnesium helps activate the enzyme that produces nitric oxide. Without enough magnesium, your vessels remain constricted and blood can't flow freely, no matter how much testosterone is present. Now combine that with chronic stress, which tightens those vessels even more, and you've got a recipe for disappointment. Stress triggers cortisol, and cortisol blocks nitric oxide. You may feel aroused, but stress literally chokes off your erection at the root. Magnesium helps counteract this by calming the nervous system and encouraging vasodilation, widening of blood vessels. It also supports nerve function, allowing your brain's arousal signals to actually reach your pelvic area. That disconnected feeling some men describe when the mind wants sex but the body doesn't follow is often rooted in nerve signaling. Magnesium helps reconnect that loop. But here's the practical key. Magnesium works best when paired with healthy circulation and a calm nervous system. That means avoid taking it alongside stimulants like caffeine or with heavy meals high in sugar, which spike insulin and reduce absorption. Instead, pair your nighttime magnesium with hydration, deep breathing before bed, and a light protein-based dinner. Even a short walk after your last meal can improve blood flow and help your body absorb the nutrient better. Some men also benefit from combining magnesium with a bit of L-arginine or beetroot, both natural nitric oxide boosters. But don't overcomplicate it. Start simple, stay consistent, and track how you feel over 2 to 3 weeks. Many men notice improved sensation, faster response, and greater confidence without relying on pills or pressure. And there's one more piece to this puzzle that's often overlooked: deeper sleep. Because without it, all the magnesium in the world won't reach its full potential. In the next chapter, I'll explain why deep sleep isn't just rest. It's when your sexual vitality is rebuilt from the inside out. When sleep finally becomes deep again, truly restful, uninterrupted sleep, everything else starts falling into place. I've seen it countless times with my patients. A man in his late 50s walks in feeling defeated, exhausted during the day, struggling with intimacy at night, and convinced he's just getting old. But after just 2 or 3 weeks of improving sleep, naturally, not with sleeping pills, he comes back brighter. His mood has shifted. He's waking up with firmer erections. His energy lasts through the afternoon, and he's laughing again. That's not just better sleep. It's a man starting to feel like himself again. So why is deep sleep so powerful, especially after 50? Because it's during those slow wave delta stages of sleep that your body repairs tissue, resets hormone levels, balances your nervous system, and recharges your emotional resilience. Testosterone production happens mostly at night and only during the deepest stages of sleep. That's when your brain sends the signal to your testes to get to work. And if that signal never gets sent, your levels drop, not because your body can't make testosterone, but because it never got the message. Magnesium taken at night gently nudges your body into those deeper stages of sleep by calming the nervous system and lowering cortisol. As cortisol drops, melatonin rises, and your body shifts from alert to recovery mode. This change doesn't just help you sleep longer, it helps you sleep better. You'll start noticing subtle changes, less tossing and turning, fewer wake-ups, and a clearer head in the morning. For many men, one of the first signs it's working is waking up just before the alarm without feeling groggy or dragging. And then, without forcing it, things begin to change in the bedroom. Erections feel stronger and more reliable. Morning wood returns. You don't need to psych yourself up for intimacy. It starts to happen naturally. Daytime energy also smooths out. You're not riding a roller coaster of highs and crashes. You're steady, focused, and more patient with the people around you. That emotional confidence, that quiet strength, it comes back. Not because of a magic pill, but because your body is finally getting what it's been asking for, real rest and nightly repair. So how do you know it's working without obsessing or over-tracking? I tell my patients to notice patterns, not perfection. Ask yourself, am I waking up easier? Am I less irritated during the day? Are my thoughts clearer? Is intimacy feeling more natural again? These are the real signs of change. But before we close, there's one reminder I want to leave with every man watching, something I believe every man over 50 needs to hear, and it could make all the difference in how you move forward from here. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's that decline is not your destiny. Your body still knows how to recover, repair, and respond even after 50. You're not broken. You've just been missing the right information, especially about what happens at night. Small, consistent shifts, like restoring a simple nutrient before bed, can unlock deeper sleep, stronger erections, and steady, lasting energy. Don't wait for things to get worse. You can start turning this around tonight. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment with your age and the biggest change you're hoping to see. And if you know someone who's quietly struggling, share this video with them. You're not alone, and your best years aren't behind you. They're ahead of you, built one night at a time. Keep going.